It just didn't sit well with me at all. But this was the one time that I read something that I wish I didn't. So there's that.
Jesus.
There's also the whole Onslaught situation, joining the Illuminati, creating a child army, and his overall treatment of some pretty great members of the X-Men. If you go back to reading the earlier comics, you can see that Xavier was an absolute menace and not pleasant to be around whatsoever, giving Rogue the idea that he can cure her, telling her she doesn't deserve it. Knowing Rogue not being able to touch people was a mental block, and not helping her with it because he wanted her to just figure it out on her own. He tried to unalive his own unborn sister, so he was a menace from the beginning.
Cassandra Nova.
How about Matthew Malloy? Xavier tried to erase his existence by going back in time and preventing Matthew's parents from meeting. Like, it's one thing to take someone out, but it's something entirely worse to erase their own existence. Not to mention, Matthew was not evil. He was just very powerful. Instead of trying to teach Matthew to control his powers, he went for the easy way out and just thought he'd erase the problem. Forcing Sage into a life of being a spy when she was very, very, very young, putting her in the hands of the Hellfire Club, that's terrifying. Made Magneto relive his time in the Holocaust using PTSD, or if, as it's commonly referred to as the Holocaust beam. But to be fair, that was in the animated series, but still, it's still something that needs to be brought up. So, all of these are examples of what a horrible person he is. Of course, he's done great things, but, of course, the number of great things he does probably outweighs the horrible things he's done, but for saying to the magnitude, it absolutely does not. What makes someone a villain in the comics? It's not just having a bad goal. It's doing terrible things to push your agenda. Xavier's dream might be noble, but his methods are ruthless. He goes to extremes over and over, and it's the X-Men who pay for it. He nearly destroys the team time and time again, then assumes they'll fix the fallout like they always do. That's not how heroes operate. That's how someone like Lex Luthor operates, to be honest.
Right.
Xavier's gone from mentor to the team's most dangerous enemy, and the worst part is they can ever really escape him. So, that's all my reasonings as to why Charles Xavier is a villain. If that's not enough for you, it really should be. But yeah, I'm sick of people saying that he is the hero. He is everything good. He is absolutely not. And if you are someone who only knows the movie versions, the live action versions of him, then I get it, because he is seen as a very kind and understanding person, because that's what the movie called for. For the MCU, I really do think they should lean into the shadier side of him, like the comics do, just not a lot of things he does.
Not the extremes.
Students.
Yeah.
We can keep that out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I didn't offend anyone, and I hope you will like and subscribe. With that being said, please have a marvelous day.
Well, Megan. I must say, Megan, you have quite the arguments that were presented. And yeah, I agree. The arguments you made with the examples you gave, I shall not repeat nor speak on. And what you said there at the end was true. The Xavier I know, why I say he's a good person or a hero, is from the movies. But even in the movies, or at least I think 1.5 or just one, he was called out for his things. Famously, if I remember the movie version of X-Men Days of Future Past, Magneto called him out. That whole thing, where were you, Charles? We were supposed to protect them. And that whole thing when like the stuff was levitating and they were free falling in the plane as Magneto was explaining himself. And I sincerely hoped that Xavier got the message there. And what you said is correct. I hope when we get him in the MCU, don't just go for like the goody two shoes. Like, yes, show him the hero, but show the shadier side of him, not the extreme version. Because here's the thing, as much as we love our heroes to be just and heroic and stuff, sometimes those heroics can't be done through questionable things. That's why the Punisher is considered an anti-hero and a popular character, because you could argue his methods to getting the job done, but they more so or less get the job done, even if you disagree with the tactics. Same for Wolverine or for Deadpool. If I recall, in Deadpool 1, the first Deadpool movie, Deadpool, he kills people, and he even says how, I know you're thinking, my boyfriend said there's a superhero movie, this and that. I was like, hey, I may be super, but I'm no hero. And he even says to Wolverine, I don't know how to save the world. I've never done that. I just beat people up for money. The people I care about is in this picture, my friends. I don't care about the world. I care about my people. So yeah, I'm not going to say you have convinced me. You just made me go, ugh. But I also want to bring up something you forgot to mention. In X-Men 97, which is a continuation of the 90s cartoon, they brought up the fact that, Xavier died, but he went off with the Shi'ar Empire and only came back because he remembered what happened. He had a memory of what happened in Genosha and decided it was time for him to go back, even after everything that happened. Excuse me. And then I believe at the end of the part 1 of the finale, he came back. Then at the start of part 2, Cyclops confronted him, and Xavier tried to explain, like, hey, I went away so you guys could have a great life, and you may not need me no more. And even Cyclops says, what good would that have done? Even if if you didn't die, it didn't go away and stuff, this still would have happened. Genosha still would have happened. And I might not be needed no more. No matter what, I'll always be needed. And Xavier tries to put his hand out. I was like, I understand that, Scott, but I'm right here. I'm here now. And Scott goes past him. I'm hoping that by X-Men 97 season 2, me personally, I'm hoping for season 2, we start to delve more into, I guess, shady Xavier. Still keep the heroics, but delve into a bit more of the darker themes, but not too overt. So I will say overall, great arguments by Megan Nicole. In my personal opinion, Charles Xavier, he's still a hero regardless of the non-extreme bad things that he did. Same as Batman. Batman has some shady things about him, but he's still regarded as a hero. Spider-Man has some shady stuff about him, but he's still regarded as a hero. And I do agree that that Xavier should be held accountable for a lot of things, but I don't think he should really be ultimately vilified for the things he did. Because if Spider-Man or Batman or maybe the Flash can't be overtly vilified for the shady stuff they did, then I don't know if Xavier should either. He should be held accountable for certain things, but not be vilified. But that's just my thoughts and opinions. That's my reaction to, is Charles Xavier a villain? Let me know down below how you guys feel about it. Do you agree with her? Do you not agree with her? Let me know down below. Go subscribe to Vigilante Vibes on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. And Megan, if you're watching this, great one. If there are more topics that you have lined up or that you have, I might react to those. And I would love to be on your podcast because I have lots of geek opinions and things that are incredible. So yeah, I would love to be on your show. But thank you all for watching. My name is Al Johnson. make sure you do the following: like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell whenever new videos are released. Thank you all for watching. To repeat, I've been Al Johnson, and you're not. To me, my X-Men.